Good evening, folks. Red County Blue Nation, Westcliff, Colorado, great states of Americans. Stephen Rourke, Mike Boring on the console, James McMahon in the co-pilot seat. Jimmy, how are you this evening, buddy?
We're doing pretty good. We had quite a bit of snow, and we need the moisture. And cattle are doing pretty good. And
stupid snow.
I mean
Must just snow everywhere except for where I'm at.
Well, and it was kind of a weird deal. Kind of a weird.
I didn't look on the snowtel to see what South Colony hit.
But yeah, it went more south and east than anything. But yeah, we got where you guys got 3 or 4 inches. We got 8 to 16.
Yeah.
In Custer County / Werfenau County. But yeah, we need that moisture, and the mountains got pounded, so that was a good thing.
Well, that's where I'm looking right now.
That's current events, and that's things to be thankful of. Is we need moisture going in. We don't need another drought. I mean, the cattle thing is a big deal. Lowest inventory since, I think they're saying, the 1950s at this point. But yeah, the factory has been sold. So we need to really be building the cattle factory back up. We need the mama cows. We need bred heifers, and we need the long game.
This says 12 inches at the snowtel in South
Ooh,
Colony.
nice. That's not bad. I mean, that's what
Better than nothing.
Equivalent of an inch or something of moisture.
Yeah,
I don't know whatever the moisture content may be in the snow. Oh, I got to grab my pamphlet real quick. Sorry, folks. Oh, I tried to do a little bit. My back's getting a lot better. Thank God.
That's good, buddy.
I've had a battle. But anyways.
So the snow water equivalent is only 19% of normal.
So how many inches?
The snow water equivalent, the water equivalent of what normal is only 19%.
Oh, what we should have right now?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's been high and dry. It's been warm. I kept telling everybody we're going to pay for this beautiful weather. And here we are. So, yeah. Yepers.
So, yeah, that's...
But, yeah, I mean, other than that, we had to cancel concrete. We've run into a few obstacles because of the weather, but, you know, you got to take the good with the bad.
No, I've been getting some stuff done I needed to get done. I've been building some bookshelves for our dear friend Noel and all his books.
Oh, and what a collection, huh?
Oh, man, I mean...
Thank God you guys were that tight and you were able to secure those to not just go to the burn pile.
Yeah, go to the dump.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can only imagine how many books get thrown away. A lot, I know that.
There was $250,000 worth of law books that they hauled at the dump on that one sale out there off Macy. That one, oh boy, I forget the name of that ranch, but yeah. I was like, good Lord, are you kidding me? You guys couldn't donate them to somewhere?
Well, when you're under the gun and...
Load it up, haul it away.
Under the gun and money counts and you don't have much time and plenty of money, a lot of times that's what happens.
Well, and not only that, but we have a mentality of embracing this AI. The culture is embracing the AI, so you really don't need a book. You just speak into the thing, get your answer, and go. So it's all good. Books are not that important anymore. I mean, a pen and paper is stupid. So we'll see. It's all going to come out in the wash. They're having the hardest time. You know what they're having the hardest time getting those robots programmed for? I mean, they could do open heart surgery. They could do brain surgery. They can do back surgery better than anybody.
Yeah.
Right? They can't get them to plumb. The hardest thing is to replacing the plumber. That's what I tell everybody. I said the plumber and the cockroach be the last two things standing.
Damn it.
So yeah. Anyways, I'm an old-fashioned guy. I think we got to go backwards, go forward, but it's all good. We're going to go through this routine.
The thing about it is I mean, we've talked about this plenty of times.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what it is. What matters is the intention.
It is.
You can literally jab somebody
Absolutely,
up
brother.
right in their eye hole with this pin.
Or you could write the best music ever. Or you could write the Constitution.
Or
You could write the Bible.
Or turn it into a spitball wad shooter.
Yeah. I mean, you could turn it into an African Zimbabwe
Yeah, put poison darts in it.
poison dart deal. Yeah. Absolutely. And that's the whole key to reality is what's the intent of the heart?
Well, and that leads right into what we were talking about with transhumanism. I don't know if everybody kind of realizes or what. I mean, I think some people understand, but from what I've determined with the transhumanism thing, their main goal that they're after, right, is to download their consciousness or upload their consciousness, right? So when this shell, this sack of flesh, skin bag, or whatever you want to call it, right, this third dimensional set of cells.
So they're actually saying they have a soul that they want to upload?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. That is the whole idea behind transhumanism, is that we are going to upload our consciousness into these computers so that when this skin sac gives out, that our consciousness doesn't die. That's what transhumanism...
Oh, that's eternal life.
Something like that.
Oh, that's what Jesus promises.
That's really what at the root of what transhumanism is. Like these guys over here that you went to that meeting, I don't know if they even realize that.
Oh, I don't want to. I don't.
And so I mean, when you
Steve, you almost can't even talk about that. I went to a meeting where there was folks here in Custer County. There's a transhumanism thing.
they could just call themselves humanists, don't they?
Well, I'm not sure exactly. I gave you the paperwork on it.
That's inside on the kitchen counter.
Anyways, they're not going to stand up and pledge allegiance because it has under God in it.
Well,
you
yeah,
know
and that's the thing is that
they're good people, though. Don't get me wrong. They're
Well,
good people, but Jesus said there's only one good, and that's God. So when you think you're good, okay, you roll with that. You roll with it. You're good.
I mean, we talk about that a lot. I mean,
Sure.
you don't have to get God involved to do good. Right?
Absolutely.
Holding the door open for someone has nothing to do with God. That has to do with you.
So, and to me, where I take that is the natural creation that God has given us has that innate nature in it. We have that nature in us.
Well, that's what
You know what I'm saying? You have natural
You
compassion.
are what you are. That's all there is to it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you are what you are. Yeah.
But this whole transhumanism thing, I mean, I don't think that a lot of people understand that ultimately the goal of what they're doing is to try to upload their consciousness for eternal life. That's what the billionaires are trying to do.
And here again, everything that God has given us through Christ, they have to mimic through Satan. That's just Jimmy's take on it. Quick and easy. And that's always how it's been. Even with the food system. I mean, the food system is a fine example of you can't serve money and God. You're going to love one and cling to the other. Period. You're either going to say, hey, I want to produce this food clean so it's healthy for people to consume, or you're to the point where, oh, we've got to produce so much, we're going to have to contaminate it a little bit because nobody else is growing their own stuff.
Yeah, the bad part is it takes so much money to produce clean food, so all that kind of is like so contradictory that I don't.
Well, no, the technology.
Better hope you have a connection upstairs, folks, because if you're looking for it around here, nothing's gonna happen but confusion. Nothing but confusion right here.
Well, you're a good example of showing how it can be done.
Yeah.
So it really can be done.
Oh
so.
yeah, and the cost was enormous.
Yeah.
Could have went to the store and bought fully organic food for what it cost me to grow it. For
Right.
sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not organic. But whatever. Anyways, at the end of the day, it's kind of a mess that we're born into.
It's
and how do you get out of it?
well, and that's
But how this transhumanism, I don't know that much about it.
Well, and that's I think, but I don't think most people do, and that's why I'm saying the nuts and bolts boiled down to the most simplest thing is they think that they can upload their consciousness into a computer. That's what the whole transhumanism thing is. That's where they're going with that. At least the ultra rich. What are these Nimrods over here doing? I have no idea.
Well, they don't want to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. They want any kind of prayer taken
that's all
out.
too petty to me, right? I mean, I'm not going to get started on the ways of the liberals, right? I mean, they're going to do what they're going to do, which most of the time doesn't make any sense.
No, I think
to
we
me.
need to amplify what the
But I'm just,
significance of the transhumanism is.
well, and that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure that these knuckleheads over here don't understand what I'm talking about.
Right.
They might, but I highly
You're
doubt
up
it.
here and they're like, oh, this is what we don't.
We're transhumanists.
Yeah.
We're cool. Come by invitation only. You got to get invited to our show. Okay.
Well, and I mean, they're kind and cordial about it. I mean, I did go to it.
Well, didn't you tell me they were drinking too?
There was a little vino available, and that was one of the things why you had to register with. There's a state law if you
Make
have
sure
some
that you're
kind of.
over 21.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's each to their own, but that is a little bit. I guess that's the first public meeting I've ever seen where they actually drink. I mean,
Yeah, there's a little vino. There's a lot of good food. I mean, I don't think there was any meat in the room. I mean, that's another indicator. You know what I mean? Cows fart, they're going to destroy the planet.
yeah, you don't fart, so you'll be fine.
Well, and that's the thing about the vegetarian. You know what I mean?
There's more humans than there is cows.
Yeah. Well, and that's a big deal. The cattle thing is going to get real here. Mark my words, folks. We're at the pinnacle of it. Lowest inventory in 50 years, so it's not getting any better. The indicator is that most people are selling out because the price is so high.
Well, the thing is they just ain't selling them to Mars, man. They have to go to somewhere.
Yep.
So I mean, they're not like they're.
You're
vanishing.
right. They gotta go somewhere.
They ain't vanishing.
No,
They're
they're
just trading hands. Most of them good cows, they ain't cutting the heads off them. Them good breeding cows that are bred, I guarantee you, they're bringing way more than the packer will pay.
You betcha.
So there's no way they're cutting the heads off of them.
Yeah.
It costs too much.
Well, and when you have billions and billions, maybe even trillions of dollars, you can buy things where a normal person couldn't buy them.
I know, but
It just don't make sense.
it's supply and demand.
Yeah.
I mean, the big boys are in on this deal. This is not a wannabe pretendicate type deal, man.
No.
You're talking about the winter boys, and you know these guys been doing cattle for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
They didn't just fall off the turnip truck.
Right.
They definitely know what's
Well,
going on.
they never made this much money ever in their life on cattle.
But
And selling out is a big deal.
and what are they doing? They're selling them cattle rather than feeding them because you can't make no money feeding them.
Right.
The only guy that's making any money is the factory. The rest of everybody else is losing their ass. The input cost is too high. Everybody thinks, oh, hell, everybody's rich with the cattle market. That ain't the case.
No.
You try to feed cattle, that's why the boys, instead of feeding them, sold them.
Yeah.
Let somebody else take the risk. Let somebody else put their $4
and that's all I
coin
was
into
saying,
it.
Stephen, is there's somebody that's sucking them up. And that somebody has a lot of money to overpay that much
It's all
money.
supply and demand. Hell,
Well, that's what I just said.
it's just like concrete.
Yeah.
Hell, don't care what the price is. We need concrete. We don't care what it costs. It's just
Well, no,
we need the concrete.
it comes
That's all.
down because it's Days of Rome. I mean, Days of Rome, concrete was the big deal. Salt and concrete was what made that whole same thing. You know what I mean? Kind of the same thing
I
we're
really
in
don't
right
like concrete, but I like it after it's set up.
now. For what it does. Yeah.
Pretty handy shit.
So yeah, it looks like we're good to go on Wednesday for Kevin and me. I'm gonna get a couple yards and finish some of my stuff, and then we got a couple yards we're gonna do for him.
Oh,
Get that solar thing up, and
I got you.
then I'm gonna get a solar thing going for my well, just a standalone solar shed for just my well. Period.
Well, I can't disagree with you, but every time that I think about one little thing like that, all I can think about is the generators and how stupid it would be for me to spend my time on anything but that. But it's like we just keep getting distracted and can't follow through.
Oh, yeah. The free energy. Oh, absolutely. Whether it's the spring thing looks like that is so intense. So. No, we're gonna do that. We're fixing to do that here in a minute.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, so many things get in our way, and then time just keeps. I mean, I've only been looking at that for like 6 months. Stuff's laying on the bench over there.
Part of it, yeah, you bet.
The part that you need to actually make the generator so that you can test that, and then, I mean, the rest of it's. That's the first part.
Then we're talking about perpetual energy.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all folks know about perpetual motion or not, but there's some pretty cool stuff on TikTok. Some of it's springs, and a lot of it's magnetism. But I've been thinking perpetual motion was since 7th grade. My science teacher was like, "No, it's impossible. You can't do it." I'm like, "Yeah, I've been told that shit before." And now it's all over the internet. But
anyways, it is what it is.
Tesla did it right after he died. They erased all that stuff. Same with Tom Bearden. As soon as he died, all his collection.
Well,
I still kick myself because that CD, there was like 45 CDs in that collection or DVDs, and it was $700. And I kept procrastinating, and then one time then right when I got the money, about a month after he died, then you couldn't buy none of that stuff. But 45 DVDs on free energy. I mean, the Philadelphia experiment where they made the ship disappear, and when it came back to, the guys were half into the bulkhead.
Oh, right, yeah, it came back pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean,
they didn't quite do it right.
They've been doing all that stuff for well over 100 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
it's a money world.
That's it. Here we are trying.
It's not a love world. It's a money world.
Trying to chase down a few dollars instead of building a free energy machine.
Well, I think we're getting there. I mean, we just got some Klingons. I mean, personally, we just have to battle the natural stuff that we got. Unless there's somebody out there that says, "Hey, maybe those guys could maybe do something." If you got the money, we could make the time.
Yeah. I mean, we're not paupers and beggars, but we're always. Good donation always goes a long ways, folks.
Absolutely. But yeah, the transhumanism is, it's almost a religion, and it's a religion against anything that's godly.
Well, and so all them people think that, they claim they're all atheist.
Oh no, that was a big thing.
From what
when I went to the meeting, it was no, we don't believe. You don't have to believe in God to be a good person. That was their theme. And I was like, well, that's cool. Right on. I like that. So it's pretty, it's pretty attractive. Well, pretty damn attractive.
We've talked about that a long time before, right? I mean, you don't have to bring God into it to do something right.
No.
And that's the way that I grew up. We didn't talk politics and we didn't talk religion. We didn't talk about God at the dinner table. We just didn't. That was between you and the man upstairs. There's no discussion, right? It is what it is.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
I mean, I don't need to talk about it.
No, and most people are not going to do it.
Most people love to talk about it. That's why they go and put the money in the tray.
The churchgoer.
And so they can sin all week.
Well, and that's kind of how I was raised.
That's always the funky thing with me is it's like you think that your sins will be washed away by putting money in the tray. And that to me is the funniest, most contradictory thing that could ever be.
I don't think everybody that goes to a building or some kind of, whether it's Catholic or Baptist or Lutheran or Pentecostal, here again, we talked about the motive of the heart right in the beginning of what we were talking about it. So if you do it in clean faith, if you're doing things, God looks at that. The widow and the mite, he said, wait a minute. This little gal right here put in a lot more than all you combined. Because it was the intent of her heart. The gal that got the healing by touching his garment. I don't know how many hundreds of people was around him.
Yeah, I mean, all of that is true, but I mean, that's different than, I mean, that's a little different than.
So that's not religion.
No,
Because the religious
that's
people is who
faith.
killed them. That's the faith.
And that's what I'm talking about, right?
And that's what gives you that.
Of you think that you can be a wicked son of a bitch and then put your money on the
You could buy it. Yeah, you're
That's
so
what they're
rich and
doing.
abundant. Oh, no, I agree with. And I'm
my
not going to
opinion-
judge. I'm not going to judge all of them or throw them in the
I
same
know some
pot.
people think that it's required to give 10% of your income to the tilth or whatever, but it's like,
God still looks at the intent of your heart.
and that's it, all right?
I know that you do things for people out of the goodness of your heart.
I don't need to go to the synagogue to be with
No,
the Holy Spirit, right?
no, absolutely.
That's
That's
one of
what.
the-
That's where we're at here.
It's one of the reasons why I don't go to the synagogue.
God says, I'm not trapped by the buildings. He says, in the last days, they're going to keep building buildings trying to keep me captive. He said, the kingdom of God is inside you. So that's where the people that I roll with are. They are in that spiritual realm of going, uh-oh, somebody needs me.
But that, yeah,
And you're driven by compassion. Anyways.
I guess really where I'm trying to go with that is,
That's the opposite of this transhumanism, though.
I mean, it's so intertwined that that's what I say when you just look out of your eyes and you look around, it's nothing but confusion. If you think you can figure it out by looking around, you're mistaken. You're going to have to look within because, and here's where I'm coming from. Like
You bet.
You and I have had this conversation before. When you were going to school, you talked about how the Bible and stuff was somewhat initiated in the school. When I went to school, there was none. Right?
Right.
It was neutral.
Yes.
There was no religion in the school.
None. Not even a prayer.
No, we just went and we learned.
Maybe the Pledge of Allegiance.
Well, yeah, we pledge allegiance to the flag and all of that. That's
And
because
that was Americanism was
well,
the
'cause-
common denominator.
we're not traitors, right? We're patriots. Simple stuff. But we don't have to have God involved to do the right thing. That's what I've said
Right.
before. Now things have changed to where, I mean, there is no Bible of any kind. Now you think you're a little
Girl.
boy or a little girl and you're not, so you go get your tallywhacker tacked. I mean, like,
So the perversion, the replacement of, to me, and it took a little while. Taking the Bible out of society took a little while for the perversion to come in. Because the instruction that's in the Bible, because that's the common denominator in a Christian country, was the scripture that was in the King James Bible. I think that was the common denominator. Good, bad, or indifferent, doesn't matter. That was the good instruction in the light of man. Whether the depth of that was taken, doesn't matter. It was the influence of your grandparents' grandparents that clinged on that. And all of that was inherited through the generations by osmosis. Knowing to do good and doing well. That was what was instilled in people. Without the Bible or without any religion.
that's what I'm saying.
That was the way of life. And there's a scripture somewhere in the Bible that says, they can't speak lightly of me. They can't speak lightly of me. They know who I am.
So
They may not bow down and worship me, but they know who I am.
ultimately, at the end of the day, if somebody questions whatever, that's their right too. And more power to them.
More power.
And it also, like I just said a little bit ago, folks, it's you. You're on your own.
Yeah.
You're here you didn't come here with anybody else and you ain't leaving with anybody else.
No, you come in. Well, I'm a twin. I come in here with my brother. But I was 7 minutes ahead of his ass.
I guess.
But I still come in alone. And so did he.
And that's, I mean.
Even if you're a quadruplet or whatever.
So instead of, I mean, I have no idea what them people think, and I really don't care, right?
No.
I just know what the basis of ultimate, what transhumanism really is that you think you're going to download or upload your consciousness into a computer so that you can live forever. That's what transhumanism means.
And see, me being a scripture person, and this is just me, nobody else. people will worship the work of their hands. They will be lovers of themselves. And they want to push God out of their consciousness. They don't even want to think that there was a creator that they may owe an allegiance to. They may have to bow down to the creator. Nobody's going to take that. These people damn sure ain't taking it. The people that I went and met the other night, they're gods of themselves. They're their own god.
In my opinion, it's just foolish even talking about it or thinking about it.
Well, it's sad.
That's not where I'm at.
Oh, I know that.
And I don't care what they do.
Well,
right? They have no more right or less of a right than you and I to do what we're doing right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But at the end of the day,
what's going to stand? What causes the country to stand? Is it socialism? Is it Marxism? Is it this humanism?
Independence.
Are those the things that are going to stand?
Independentism is what it's going to be.
So a free country without moral conduct is going to be just like we are right now.
When it is.
So the moral consciousness.
The thing,
and I really liked it. They said, we don't need to know God to do good. We're good to go. Well, I'm like, well, that's bitching.
I mean, that is partially true. Right?
Sure it is.
I mean, you shouldn't have to look up and ask the man, is it okay if I hold the door open for this little old lady?
It's naturally built into the factory.
I mean, if it ain't already built in, that's what I'm saying.
That's exactly right.
You can't look around here and decipher what the hell's going on.
No.
There's too much confusion from the top down, from the bottom up, sideways, both ways, right?
Oh, in the day we're in right now, milking the cow and having a garden and having a wood fireplace, yeah, that's where I'm at.
In my opinion, at this point, I mean, all I really care about is that I'm content with myself.
You bet.
That I don't make myself mad. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
All the rest of this, I've been prepping and I've been doing this and I've been waiting for
well,
the
you're
world. For 30
years
I've been waiting for the shit to happen, and it's no different.
No, but it's acclimated to the point where they could, I guess they could install some controls that...
Good luck with that. I got some control too. And a son of a bitch is going about 3460.
3460.
Right, so good luck trying to control this.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's almost a futile thing that they're trying to do. But
that's
a lot of people, Steve, just aren't awake.
Well, and I mean, I agree with that, but to me it's like 10 times more. That's like just the tip of the iceberg to say that
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much more going on.
Yeah.
That, I mean, that's almost like shrinking it down to, I mean, there's a reason why they're not awake. It's because what they've been taught.
Yeah. They've already got a strong delusion.
Kind of leading into this whole thing of how Epstein ties into this, and, you know, now that they've figured out that he was basically... I mean, he's Mossad, MI6, CIA, Rothschild, billionaire ragdoll. He's been doing the bidding for the richest sons of bitches on this whole planet, and they're all pedos. And that to me is just... I mean, it part of me just doesn't even want to be here. I don't want to be part of it. I don't want to be involved with it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to smell it. I don't want to taste it. I want to be gone, personally.
Well, I think majority of people, and that's why you don't have people involved in local affairs at all. They're like, nah.
But the reason why
I'm going to take care of my family. I'm going to spend time.
That's the thing, though, right? They're too involved with their own world. They're too proud of their own world. They're too high up on their own world.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the higher up. It has to do with how high they think they are. That's what most people think, they're better than you. That's the sin. That's the cardinal sin. Why in the hell are we in all this bullshit with Israel? All has to do with I'm better than you.
I was chosen. I'm the chosen people. You betcha. Yeah.
But that whole affair of how the most influential people with the most control, the most technology, the most resources, all of that, the world over, are all a bunch of goddamn child molesters?
Well, and I
That's
guess
sick,
that's where
man.
the Epstein thing is they're going to minimize the impact of the high-profile people.
But
They're
you
not
can't-
going to release the
But you
high-profile
can't.
people.
You can't get away that it's Rothschild money. It's the Lord Baron Rothschild.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Man, you're toast. You can't get away from it. They already know that you funded it. They can't. All the most CIA, MI6, and Mossad are all right there. These are the most influential, most powerful people on the planet, are nothing but a bunch of child rapers.
Well, it has to do with bankers and yeah.
The richest, most influential, most
Yeah.
powerful people.
And that's why Trump was kind of pushing it aside, saying, look, let's not bring the whole thing down yet. Let's not do the whole thing right now. Just
and what
push
they
that
did,
thing over
what
there.
they did was they basically turned cards on him, and they tried to say, well, it's not this, not that, and he said, okay, well, let's not do it. And then, of course, that's not what the American people wanted.
No.
And that's that goes back into. I mean, I took some good notes when I was listening to Robert Barnes. Man, I don't know if y'all have listened to Robert Barnes. He's a constitutional attorney. He's, in my opinion,
He's on.
I'm going to
He's
listen.
spot on.
I'm listening to him
Yeah,
first.
absolutely.
I mean, he knows
His
more.
intuition and his knowledge and experience.
already defended all these people, the vaccines and the damn Amish and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah. It doesn't get much realer than that.
But he goes through and talks about how Bondi and Blanche are not worth a shit. There's a reason why they call it counterfeit cash. Cash Patel, he's toast. He ain't worth a pile of beans at this point, man. Hell, his 27-year-old girlfriend is over here suing the biggest FBI Serafin, Kyle Serafin. Really, we're all supposed to be on the same side, and you're 27 years old and you're suing somebody because you didn't like what they said. That's what his girl, and he's like following her around. So you got the leader of the FBI suing the people that are on the same side as he is.
I mean, you can't get much more
I mean,
conflict of
I
interest
just don't think
in the ability for somebody that doesn't have the moral integrity or the ethics
the
to
problem.
say, wait a minute, I owe a bigger duty. This thing here in my personal life thing is gonna taint all of this. I've got to separate from here, or I've got to separate from here. You can't live in both of those worlds.
The bad part too is that they're all. It's just like you and I. We bounce stuff off each other. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? What about this? What about that? Well, you and I try to give each other our honest opinion the best we can because that's
Well, the
what
honesty and sincerity is absolutely paramount.
because that's what we do. That's what we are, right?
Yeah.
Plus, I don't want to be wrong.
And I don't want, and
So
the
I'm
thing
not
is there's a
telling you
lot of
bunch
six.
bullshit.
There's some 6 of one, half dozen the other.
But ultimately, where I'm going with this is so Cash and Trump and Bondi and all these people have so many people in their ear that they're getting people telling them, no, you don't want to do that. No, you don't want to do that. Do this. And of course, that's just sabotaging the end goal. And that's part of what, there's so many, I mean, Trump had to hire 4,500 people. Now, I don't know about all y'all out there, folks, because I don't know that many people. But it's like, I'd be really surprised if I knew 800 people. I really would. Between all of the people that I know.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
No, I'd say I know a good 30. I mean, that I know.
I'm talking about anybody that you can even recognize.
Oh, yeah, there's thousands.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. For me, is
But
not.
but I don't know them intimately.
But so imagine trying to hire 4,500 people to work for you.
So there again, if you're craftsman and you understand how this goes, is you hire the people that are going to intercede on your behalf to hire those people.
Well, and that's the
So
thing.
you better
It's
have
just
some
like
good extensions.
Marco Rubio. He has nothing. Dude, he ain't no good either. Radcliffe, Rubio, Zeldin, Lutnick, Scott Bessent, all them guys.
Scott Bessent, now that's the
Treasurer.
treasure guy. So he's a bad guy.
That's what, according to Robert Barnes, they're the ones that are impeding Trump's will. They're the ones that are coming in there and saying that Comey and Letitia James can get off scot-free. They've released them.
Well, yeah, they did. And it was some kind of Democratic judge that said, oh, you didn't file in time, or you didn't do this right, or some kind of procedural event. And now they're going back around and going, wait a minute, that's okay.
You come off mute, buddy.
But there again, I mean, that's up there, and that is in such a realm that
the thing is it's
not going to.
It's right here.
Well, that's what I was getting ready to say.
And that's what I'm saying is it doesn't matter who it is. Most people, and that's what I'm saying about you and I. Just like when we're out trying to help our friend with his construction project.
Yep.
Right? I try to kind of do what I think you want done because you have more experience than me. I'm not going to listen to somebody else because even if they are the one writing the check, because they don't know. If they knew, why were we out there?
That's a damn good question a lot of the time.
Yeah, because we know what it is. They don't know what they're doing.
No, but they want to know.
Yeah,
they want to act like they know.
People in hell want ice water,
well,
too.
and here's one of the things I ran across is devaluation. People do not want to value.
Well, people don't like to be. It's inherent for people to not. It's just not something that people like to do, to be wrong or to be shown up.
Yeah, and I want to be corrected. Anybody that says, "Wait a minute, Jimmy, you could do it like this," yeah. Oh, right on. That's better. Shit, all I had to do was move it like that. I was trapped in my own little mind, in my own little routine. You broke me out of that. And here again, the scripture is a good man loves to be corrected, but a fool despises his own soul. That's why I'm a scripture guy. That stuff defines what I feel and see and think in my day-to-day life. Never had a mom, never had a dad. I didn't have that binding deal where I was conformed to their ways. I already had a freedom. And people go, oh, I feel sorry you didn't have. No, don't feel sorry for me, man. I was a little scrawny ass salmon that got up the stream. I was a scrawny ass little deer that won. I'm good. I'm thankful, and I know me. There ain't nobody going to tell me anything about me. Period. Done. Just the way it is. And I'm very fortunate because the things that cause you to be strong, that everybody looks at you in the natural going, oh, poor you. No. Poor me at the time because, you think you're dying. And then you break through and you're like, damn, I'm going to be all right. But you got those life lessons. And a burnt hand's the best teacher. And that's where defining myself somewhat in Scripture in my day-to-day life, that's where I'm at. That's just me. That's just kind of where I'm at. And that's why I want to hold the county people that are in there getting taxpayers' dollars. I want to hold them accountable because they owe us a duty. They don't have the option of going, well, it's their money. We can just go ahead and give it to, and I watched that meeting today. Atrocious, but it is what it is. But I did write down some stuff on the Board of County Commissioners meeting today. But anyways, we're here to talk about different things, and this transhumanism thing is a big deal. I mean, if you look at the Common Core, that was Marxist. You know what I mean?
Well, and so
extremely
I
Marxist.
mean, if you listen to what some of these guys that I listen to talking about how for this whole thing to go down, what they'll have to do is come up with a new religion to wipe out Christianity to ever get where they want to go.
And that's that transhumanism.
It's more than that, right? I mean, they're talking about like aliens or something that,
Are going to replace
yeah, something that would change a hardcore,
Christian
yeah, somebody that's
or Muslim?
hardcore Christian.
Well, Muslim is the biggest and fastest growing religion. You know that, right? I mean,
Yeah,
that's
but I
what's
mean,
taken over
that-
all of Europe.
They're not on the level of what I'm talking about here. Where
Ooh,
you talk about
yeah,
morality.
you're right. Yeah,
Talk
you're
about
right.
morality. I'm not talking about following somebody around. Right? I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about what it would take to overturn the consciousness of 5, 6, 7, 8 billion people. Right? It's going to take something like. I mean that's why they're working at trying to alleviate the God gene. Right? They have these blockers to isolate that gene inside your head where you don't.
You can't.
Yeah, you can't. It's basically.
You're not able to communicate with the living God.
Yeah, you're numbed down to the point where you don't think that there's anything there.
Right.
And I mean, it's easy to do.
That's a zombie deal.
Between the food, the air, and the water, everybody's already got it. Just like we're talking about with the nanobots. You got them whether you want them or not, folks. I don't give a shit how clean you are. You took a breath. You might be able to hold your breath for another 4 or 5 seconds, but at some point you're going to take another breath and there's going to go one of them nanoparticles in your mouth. Just what it is, what it is. That's why I said at the end of the day, as disgusting as things are, there's part of me that wishes that I wasn't here.
So, and I guess to me and my hope that the Creator is greater than all of that.
That is the only chance there is. Otherwise,
Absolutely. And I
Otherwise,
don't want to be hopeless.
otherwise it's hot lead time.
Yeah. There you go.
I mean, and then that's,
and that's
back
where
to
like 90.
let's over, and that's the same. That's what they want.
Absolutely. Yeah. But I think there's going to be lines in the sand. And I think we're going to get to the point where it's like, no. You can't tax me anymore. Everything that I'm creating, especially farmers and ranchers, lumber mills, people that are actually creating. See, and that's what a lot of people don't get. In the economic world, there's creators that actually take something from nothing and create a value. Whether it's raising a calf, the mom's eating the grass, raising a calf. It wasn't there, the calf wasn't there until the springtime. So you actually created something that had value. That's new money. That's new value. If you're a lawyer, a banker, people that don't create things, and if I need to contrast that some more, I will. They're not creating anything. All they're doing is switching money around. Whether it's the washer and dryer, doing your laundry. I mean, I don't know if people think in these terms or not, but there's people that actually create they create. They're creators. Something that hasn't been is now. They created something that wasn't and turned it into real value. Whether you're a cattle rancher or you're making.
And I'm over here going, duh.
Well, and the thing is, a lot of people. Oh yeah, I know, but you got it.
So
a lot of people don't get it, brother.
What are y'all out there thinking, right? I mean, is this news to you, or are you like, well, of course, right? Because we know that a lot of people don't understand this, but a lot of people do, right? Most of the people that we know do stuff. They take something, and I've been saying that about myself forever. I can take nothing and make something.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and the value of that is and that's why manufacturing, creating things, that gives people the value. That's the real value. But if you're a politician and you're just nickel switching and taking money from here to there, that is not creating any wealth at all. The administration.
The thing about it, though, is not everybody can make shit. That's just all there is to it. There's some people that couldn't make. They couldn't make a chair out of a piece of wood for $1 million. They just can't do it.
Right. So now we're in a sterile atmosphere.
Well,
now we're into it.
It's not my fault that he's dummy.
No, I'm not saying you are. All I'm doing is giving you the situational
I'm not
awareness.
saying that he's necessarily sterile either.
Right.
Maybe the son of a bitch can compute some mathematical numbers that you can't do with a scientific calculator.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just
so there's
saying.
some value there.
I mean, there's value all across this world, but the thing is that people have gotten strung out and I mean, we're distracted. That's what I'm saying. When we look out, and it's nothing but chaos and nothing but confusion. When we look out, right? When we look at the news, when we read the paper, when we go to work, chaos and confusion, just like the bullshit transmission. It's just chaos and confusion.
Well, it's just the struggle of life, for one. And then number two, if you're grounded in some kind of truth and something bigger than who you are, which I believe my faith is in Christ, and I think there is a better day. I think in eternity I feel like I'm already in eternity. I don't have that worry and anxiety. I just don't have it. That's gone. I don't have that. And I'm not going to take it. It's because at the end of the day, all of this is just immaterial. It's how are you?
Well, and that goes,
how are you?
That goes back to, does a guy even give a shit?
Well, and the thing is, there again, yeah. I mean, the cares of this world can choke your existence and your concept of where you're at.
How far do you care before you tip over the edge, and then you're just detrimental to yourself?
Well, and that's the key. You don't want to do that.
That's a fine line.
Well, it can be.
It is.
Yeah.
I care about this, but only so much to the point where as soon as it starts hurting my feelings, then I don't care anymore.
Yeah. And to me, and I hear it, and that's where most people are going to be. Absolutely. I don't care.
I don't think most people can do that. They can never let go at the right time. Their feeling takes them off the cliff.
Yeah.
That's where anger, rage, hate, sadness, all that shit comes in.
And all that natural stuff, if it's done in a judgmental, if it's done right.
You don't get sad if you didn't give a shit.
Absolutely. Well, that's what I was getting at. All of that has a time and a place. Every bit of that's healthy. So if it's correct.
That's the key. It's just right. Follow it. I care. I don't care anymore. And then off the cliff it goes.
Yeah. And
are you going to follow it off there?
Well, no, and there are points of where you do have to say, wait a minute.
Well, that's where I'm at with Epstein and Rothschild.
Well, no, and I think a lot of us are.
What do? I don't do nothing because I'm not part of that. That isn't me. It isn't going to be me, and it won't be me.
The problem that I don't like about it is they take our money. And then they use our money, our good energy, and they use it for their deal. That's why I think we're paying way too much in taxes. We wouldn't have this crap if there wasn't so much money floating around. And then when you just print something, now they don't even print it.
We know what that is. That all has to do with tariffs. When the tariffs were on in the 1890s, America was as rich as it ever had been, ever.
Yeah.
And then you get these big bankers, and they say, "Oh, income tax?
Why,
hell yeah, we'll hammer these bastards."
And you know who talked about this was Ross Perot when he was running against. So I think it was Clinton. I don't remember who, but anyways, he's seen this. He watched what was going on. He was like, no. America is America. It's Club America. It's Club America. Just like the swimming pool was called Club America at one time. And that hurt these people that hate America, that live up here. They despise the American way of life. They despise capitalism. Everybody gets a trophy. Your kid got an A, mine got a D. Let's give them both a C and everybody's happy. Well, that's not real life, but that's the demented character of these people that live up here. They could not drive by that American flag. They couldn't do it. They had enough. And it's like, well, why did you move to Custer County?
Well, that just
Why'd you come here?
that just shows to Goya that really all it is jealousy and hatred.
It is.
And
It
it's
is.
not my fault you ain't on the right side.
Win, lose, or draw, whether I've got a bunch or I've got little, I'm still going to love God, the living God that gives us the love and the compassion, the kindness, the instruction to run our lives in a wholesome manner. This thing about the Muslim deal, that's why our forefathers said, no. Everybody else is welcome, but if you got that Muslim thing on you, where if I don't believe like you have to kill me because I'm an infidel, and I can have sex with your wife, and I can marry an 8-year-old girl, that's not wholesome. There again, that's the devil. That's the shit that can't be. We can't mix that in a free society. If this country doesn't have good ethics and moral conduct, it won't stand. It will not stand. It won't. It can't. It's self-governing. If you read the preamble or the beginning of the Constitution, they explain some of this. And then if you look at the minutes on how they developed it and the discussions that was behind it, there was some passion, and there was it was kingdom against kingdom.
Well, and that's part.
And we're there now.
That's part of the part that makes me disheartened is what you just said.
Sure.
And then I'm like, but the most influential, the most powerful, the most tech-savvy, intelligent agencies all across this planet are all raping little kids. And
Yeah,
then,
and they're not.
Whatever you said is supposed to mean anything?
Well, that's what I'm saying. They take advantage.
It doesn't. Nothing means nothing at this point to me.
Right.
It's all nothing but a joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
it's supposed to be that way.
I don't want to be negative, right? Because I mean, all I got is my little sinner, the pillar of creation within myself. Everything else it's a mess, man.
Well, and most people that's their capacity of what they can see. And that's, trust me, if you could just see that, that's pretty bitching.
I mean,
that's pretty badass.
My concept is I want to do good, and I believe that in the goodness in people, and I think that we should all be
abundant.
Well, we should.
Everything should be good.
There should be no need for what's going on.
Right.
There's plenty of resources. There's not too many people at all. There's plenty of everything.
I mean, I was watching these Canadian guys, the dairies up there in Canada. They produce more milk in the wintertime than they do during the summer. Because the ration of food and the cows having to stay inside and whatnot, they produce 30% more milk. They have to dump it. They shoot it out on the ground. These are immigrants that came from Europe and ended up in Canada, and they're working at dairies and own dairies, and they have to discharge, and there's people starving to death. I shouldn't have to say much more than that. And we got the same bullshit going on here.
Yeah, it is.
The government needs to get out.
Well, and I mean, that's why it's a bigger fish than I don't have an answer. I mean,
well, I don't know that anybody's got an answer.
What would it be without any kind of government?
So government is just there to keep evil under.
It would be like the 1850s. Whoever's got the fastest gun lives the longest.
So
here
again, in a government that's ran properly.
Well, so
I don't have a problem with the government that's ran.
To start, right?
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, we were just looking at the mess that we're in. But a government that I believe that is ran properly is only there to keep evil under. Period. And it's 90% of it's self-governing.
The thing about it,
it's self-governance.
The thing about it is, maybe people would be different if they were forced to be. But just like I was talking about with somebody trying to make a chair, it's just beyond some people's capabilities, and they have to have leadership.
Absolutely,
they can't do it on their own.
Sure. Well, I believe everybody has some aptitude to do something.
Well, they do, but I'm talking about, I mean, some people are so incredibly smart that they can't come in out of the rain. So they need leadership.
So the common sense factor.
Hey, come in, right? You're going to get struck by lightning. you might want to come in. Just saying.
Well, no, and I don't think we're all going to be developed the same.
But and that's what
But love still,
and that's what I'm saying about the county. Y'all might want to come in out of the rain. Shit's about to hit the fan here. I mean, you can't just keep wasting this money and wasting this money. Jimmy's got some numbers. You can get to them here pretty quick. I mean, everything takes money, and especially when you start a project. It's an easy mistake. It happens to me all the time. It's just it's easy to underestimate what you think.
a budget.
Yeah, it's easy to underestimate. You calculated for everything that you could, but you're still
And then you added 20%
And
for
still-
whoopsie daisy,
still
and still
got-
come up a little whoopsie
still
daisy.
got smoked. Yeah,
Sure, absolutely,
That's just because that's life.
sure. Well, we're spending a lot of money, and we're going to get to the bottom of it here. Here again, I've not had a lot of time to go in and talk to the commissioners or some of the folks that work there.
The problem is they don't want to hear what we have to say.
I got some questions, and I know they don't want to hear me anymore. They're done with me.
That's why they won't even let us talk anymore.
Well, they will.
Not without getting their approval.
Well,
Before you talk to the clerk and recorder and she puts you on the agenda, now you have to ask one of the commissioners if you can get on the agenda.
absolutely. And you can only ask your.
That's
Wait a minute.
that's a 360.
Absolutely. So here again, why would those hackles go up? Were we wasting their time? Were we just concerned citizens saying, hey, what's going on with our business? Because they're doing our business. It's not their business, and they act as if it's their check. Oh, no.
According to them, it is.
Well, and those are the people that cannot be allowed to hold office.
And the problem,
because that is the wrong
the-
personality and
the-
attitude.
The problem is, Jimmy, is 85-90% of the people think that way. That's the problem.
Well, they're that empty. Here again, it's God factor. They don't have the instruction, or and you can call it whatever you want. You can call it, hey, we never talked about any of that. It was just naturally built in at the factory, man.
Well, and that's
It
why-
really was.
That's why at the end of the day, that's why I like math so much.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to worry about your ethics or your feelings or none of that bullshit. 1 + 1 is still 2, and 2 and 2 is 4.
And with that new math and Common Core, you had
Well,
to
that
circle
a man-
all the way
man-
around.
Man can have a child. Yeah, that's pretty good math.
So anyways, the perversion is hit, and I think when the enemy rushes in, the normal people will raise up in a new standard. They're
Well,
going to come. They're going to say, "Wait a minute, that's
I don't know.
enough."
What are they going to do? What are they going to do about the CIA touching a bunch of? There's 300,000 little kids gone, and most of them all had to do with that. This is not some low-level, low-life little gang-banging little slut bag taking them kids from the border. This is the most highest up, most
Satanic,
influential,
most dark people.
most technologically advanced.
So, and I think that's why they cut to the chase. They said some of the high-profile people aren't going to be exposed to this investigation.
They're already exposed in my book.
Well, they are to me too. So there again, you don't even. And I think that's where Trump was at.
And what
He was
kind
like,
of bullshit is that?
I don't need to know all your dots.
What kind of bullshit is that? That's just like Comey and Letitia James. You're above the law?
Well, they are if the prosecutor doesn't follow the proper procedure.
Why they're talking about taking them down to Florida, trying them down there.
We'll see if they can pull that off, because here again,
They-
they're going to be shaking some trees they may not want to shake.
However, and that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, I mean, you can be scared, and you can be scared, and you can be scared, and so mote it be, right? I mean, if I had a big family and they were trying to tell me that they're going to kill everybody I know,
Well, you'd have to make a different decision,
well,
or would you?
the thing is I didn't put myself in that position, so I don't have
There
to
you
worry
go.
about it.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's what they depend on. They know that a common person has the decency and the love for their family, that they're not going to get exposed in a political situation where they may be faced with a pretty nasty decision that they got to make.
Well, I mean, it's either try to do it right now or burn later. I mean, it's up to you.
So the the commissioners, being that this is their company and whatnot, they decided today that they're going to give all the county employees a $100 Christmas bonus. And that means $100. Whatever your taxes would be on that, you're still going to get $100.
So they're giving them like 150 or whatever.
Well, whatever their tax bracket would be, you know what I mean? So yeah, we got to keep them good. I mean, they're only working 4 days a week.
I mean,
They
I
got
don't
full
disagree, but
benefits.
$100 for all the county employees
That ain't a lot of money.
it ain't the problem.
That ain't the problem.
No.
But but the thing is my thing is I know too much. And when you know that the county employees and all their families is the largest voting block, that's the largest voting block in Custer County, whether you like it or not.
I mean, that's maybe partially true. I mean, there's like 85 county employees, but there's 2,200 registered Republicans. So, I mean, maybe it's the largest group of people that try to band together, but it damn sure ain't the biggest group. I mean, 81 out of 2,200.
So there's 100 employees.
Yeah, so you're only talking
There's
about
110 employees.
3 to 5%.
110 if they know 3 people. That ain't very many.
No, so yeah, you're up to 300.
Yeah, you're way up to 300.
Even at 400 is not even 20% of
Right.
the registered Republicans.
So it's pretty large voting block because it's a lot more than that. Not that they're
But the thing
because
is,
it's friends of the friends.
well, and that's everybody's got their friends, and that's back to who do you keep company with? What do they say? You're only as good as the top 5 people you hang out with.
There you go.
Me and you are in bad trouble.
Boy, we got trouble in River City, buddy boy.
Misery loves company.
So they did this. They had some kind of cyber attack in Highlands Ranch on the 911 situation, and everybody's on high alert on that thing. The Ricky Schroeder thing, they're trying to make sure that they can't do any pornographic stuff in the county building, any public building. They're going to shut that down. That was Bill Candace's thing.
Like why
Today.
why you even got to go there, Bill? What are you doing that you got to try? Like, why did you ever let that in the first place? Jordan Benson?
Well, and see, when you know too much,
I'm just saying. So
I'm just saying.
we got to make a bunch of rules that all y'all got to follow, but we don't. That sounds just like the thing with the credit cards.
well, and there again, see, you start thinking about some of this stuff, and it's like, wait a minute, Our auditor, Mr. DiNardo, he received $85,000, and then the Redmonds, that's that accounting group of folks. She didn't even have a business until about 2 months before they hired her.
If she
If
she could have got the job done of what we needed done for the price, she's well worth it.
Absolutely. But here again, she was directed on what to do.
That's your boy.
Yeah.
Your boy, the finance director. I mean, it's despicable. And
So they did a budget resolution of $48,000. They had to take that money out of the general fund and then put it into that. They're going to do a survey and some kind of investigation on how you're going to get out of this place if something happens. You know what I'm saying? The evacuations. Study of the evacuation. It was $51,000. $51,000
You pretty
to
much
tell people.
If you don't know, folks, you go away from the way that you go away from the flames, right? If you need a real high dollar evacuation plan, you go away from the way that the fire's coming.
And we did weed, yeah, we wrote the check to Fremont County for weed management for $12,500.
Yeah, after everything was already seeded out. Yeah, I know they did. I mean, that little gal was up here spraying. She stopped and talked to my dad quite a bit, but it's like 3 months late.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Why didn't they give her the money
The
beforehand?
public, number one, the public can always do things. If you got skin in the game, if you're going to be directly impacted in time by not spraying those weeds, you know what I'm saying? How come they're not?
To me, I mean, that's preaching to the core. Yeah.
Well, it
duh.
is, and that's what I'm
No,
saying.
we'll just let
So-
the hay can just lay out there till next year. It'll be
It's a
fine.
bite. It's a bite.
Well, whatever.
So,
Whatever, Billy Bob Biden.
so Dan Slater, the attorney,
That was supposed to have been fired. That we did fire, but he still works.
he got his check for $4,700.
That's a month, or
Yeah, that's for this. Yeah,
that,
and then
that-
CenturyLink's getting quite a bit of money too.
yeah, I'd like to know just what the breakdown is on that. I mean, does each employee have their own router?
So they cut. Lucas said they cut out $1,400. They're narrowing in on it.
I just-
But during the election, they had 3 computer outs during the election. This past, where we were voting and stuff on the different stuff.
Three whole things, on the ballot.
Well, I'm just saying, look, they had 3 outages with the electronics. So here again, that's
Is that
fucking
is that your boy
noodle.
Vern? I mean, all I can say is you talk about a bunch of derelict sons of bitches. That's
So
what
here
that
was
is.
another thing that stood out to me is the district attorney. He got $12,600.
I don't know how that works. I don't know.
So I'm not sure how this works either. But you can't be paying the guy that's supposed to investigate you. How does that work?
Well, I mean, how else is he getting paid?
So that statute yeah, exactly. How else is he getting paid?
How does he get
How
paid?
does he get paid?
That's-
District attorney, how does he
that's
get paid?
Part of the system that I don't understand. I don't know how them people get paid.
So here again, it comes out of the taxpayers, and then it's got to go through commissioners that allocate so much money out of the budget. So I guess that's a pretty good deal for him. You know, emergency services $9,421.
I can guarantee you that $12,000 isn't going in Jeff Lindsay's pocket.
No, I mean the overhead and to be able to staff and do the administration of all that stuff. Absolutely, yeah.
His phone bills and
Oh, I don't even want to think about all that. Just the IT setup and all the research and on all the investigations and then all of his
But
people
see,
that he's working.
that's one of these things, and I'm fixing on asking Taylor about it on Monday, or bringing this up. These would be things just like the airport.
Oh, buddy.
I want to know how that money is being spent and what money is being generated and how it's being spent.
Well, and also the inner workings of the county. Where's the income? Where does the majority?
I mean that on every
Absolutely.
level.
Yeah. Every line item.
Every check that's written.
Every check that comes in. Where's this money? I've got to just stretch for 2 seconds. My back is killing me. But yeah, no, Stephen, you're on it. I mean, that's. And I guess talking about. We need to talk a little bit about Taylor in Monday and what's going on there. We need
Yeah,
to get that plugged.
We'll get to it. I mean, I know that's already people that are planning on being there that heard us from last week, which we appreciate that, folks. I mean, it's a big deal. Taylor's been gone for the last couple months taking care of some family stuff, and you know, he's already committed to running in District 3. I believe that's District 3. Is it 3 or 1? I get mixed up.
I do too.
It's
Bill Candace district.
Bill Candace District, yeah, I'd be the South District.
Yeah, it's the South district.
you know, and I know there's been some naysayers. Well, he didn't call me back or whatever shit. It's a year away, folks. I mean, you're over here banging him over some stuff because he's trying to get one of his daughters married or whatever. I mean, don't hold me to that on stone because I'm not sure that's exactly what happened, but I think that it says a lot of him to. I mean, the last person that tried to run against one of the other commissioners, I mean, they just come out within a couple months of when it all happens, right? So that's I don't know. Don't fret, I guess is what I'm saying. I mean, Taylor's the one that made the date for Monday.
And that's at all aboard?
It's at All Aboard Westcliff, 5 p.m. Monday, December 1st. Next Monday, folks. We're going to talk about the caucus. And then we're going to have question and answers. And then everybody can just mingle and talk amongst themselves.
Yeah, now was anybody going to bring anything to snack on?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, being me and you are organizing it, are we responsible or?
Well, and I think we are. I think, you know, and that's the other deal. We need to get a group of people that's more involved in. And here again, we've got some time. I mean, unless the ethics thing takes Bill away with handcuffs for whatever, if it was tax evasion, and I'm not sure where all that's at.
Oh yeah, then they'll probably just appoint Lisa Kidwell.
So then Lisa Kidwell could get in there for the interim, but she would still be up for that reelection. So there again, I don't know that she's much to combat. I mean, if you look at Taylor's credentials and his uprightness, his knowledge, his wisdom, he's almost like a diamond in a goat's ass up here. Is the way I'm going to say it. He raises the bar to an extreme. The little bit of talking that I've been able to do with him, and I don't want to interrupt what he's got going on, but when the plane lands and he, you know, he's saying, "Okay, you guys, I can get real now." That's when we're going to get really intimate and find out. But
that's Monday.
Yeah, we owe it to ourselves. And I'm going to do some homemade pizza with my own homemade mozzarella. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do something that has to do with
my whole thing
production.
I mean, that's all fine and dandy. I just don't know how many people are going to be there. If we knew how many people, it'd be a lot easier. But I don't want to try to cook something and then a quarter of the people eat and the rest of them are looking at us with like they want to jab us with the fork. I'm not a part of that. You can go without instead of looking at me cross-eyed, right? You're not going to catch me in between the shit like that.
So, anyways, here again, and I want to watch out. Campaign financing. I want to be above board. I do not want to expose myself or him to any kind of, oh, they did this and they did that. No.
Campaign finance is easy. All you have to do is keep track of more than $20.
Right.
And
exactly.
I mean, that's why they have Tracer, and I mean, everybody else has been doing it.
So,
just saying. All the rest of these numbrods that's gotten in there, they all somehow made it through.
And that's, you know me, it's like we ain't going to the moon here.
No,
there ain't nothing on this that I do is too damn complicated.
Tracer's pretty serious.
It absolutely is.
That's why Nancy Drummond couldn't get the shit figured out with the CCRCC, and they got fined. Because Bill Candace said she's the best treasurer they ever had, but she can't figure it out, and that's why they got fined, folks. That's the delusion of this whole deal.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're in Custer County, and we're just a bunch of little old ladies.
And
they don't require us to obey the law.
So the caucus...
Jiminy Christmas.
The caucus will involve picking the PCPs for the Republican Party as well as the candidate. And I think that the PCPs, if I understood Jack right last week, the PCPs will get picked then, but the delegates will actually pick the candidates at the county assembly.
And where do the delegates come in?
Delegates are elected at the caucus.
And who elects them?
The people.
the common man, the constituents.
That's why you're going to write down 22 names.
Yes.
This is who we want. That's why it's been.
And that has to do with the whole Republican ticket from Custer County all the way to the presidential thing. Is that what we're talking about?
I mean, that's where it starts. You're picking
Yes.
a delegate. So the delegate ends up going to the general or to the county assembly, and then they pick 11 of the 33
Right.
to go to the state.
But your first consolidation of your voice as just a individual constituent in Custer County, your first,
You're voting for a delegate
you're voting for a delegate.
that's going to go.
He's delegated
You're going to send him to the county assembly.
in the state as well.
No,
Just the county.
just the county.
Just the county.
And then at the county assembly, then they take them 33 delegates and pick 11 of them to go to the
to
state.
go further.
Right. So the initial caucus doesn't pick who's going to go to state.
No, just the county.
Right.
So that's the importance of showing up at caucus. That is the most important thing, is being able to be there and choose and vote for those people. Because that's really where your voice is consolidated at the first time. The PCPs, and those are the precinct people, you know, to me there should be email lists, there should be current events, there should be some interaction, because that is the person that really is the first that groups the people together with one voice. And we can get some discussions going on. That's where the debates start. That's where the healthiness and the wholesomeness really starts. But we don't have that here. How many times has your PCP reached out to you?
None.
None!
We've already went through this. We can't even get an email from them now.
No, that's what I'm saying. They're all tightened up. Boy, they're on to us. Oh, Stevie, he hurt our feelings just because you told the truth. It's like, now, here again, why wouldn't they take that and say, yeah, hey, let's do something about it? They still have not been proactive in reaching out to the community because it's what's in their heart. Absolutely. It's what's in their heart. So yeah, the check they wrote today was $364,484. But they did mention some big items at the BOCC meeting today here in Custer County at All Aboard Westcliff. And I'd encourage you people to start attending that, because you can ask some questions of them folks, because those are the minutes of the meetings. And they're on YouTube. They're being audio and video recorded. And we have some pretty good people that are running that thing. Caitlin, I appreciate you. It looks to me like you raised the bar of what's going on in there. And
so here's another question that I just don't have time to. But if their budget is $10 million and they only spent $300,000, then they still got another $500,000 to spend just to keep on their monthly budget.
Well, I mean, we're already in November, right? Are we in November?
But if that's only for a month of expenditures, according to their budget, they should be spending $833,000 a month to spend $10 million in 12 months.
Yeah, and I think they're a little. Here again, we need that breakdown. We cannot get a statement, a monthly statement out of the.
That's one of the things that's so irritating to me, and that's what I wanted Taylor to do to satisfy his own curiosity. We've been telling you this for a while, bud. Take your ass in there and you tell them that you want to see a financial statement and see what they tell you.
So here again, I want to do some of that dirty work. I know a lot of people think about, oh, Jimmy took Tom Flower this and he did this and he's raised hell ever since COVID.
I want to see all these high dollar, high fluting people go in there and ask instead of you and I.
Well, and I would like to see that as well.
That's
and
what I'm
here
saying.
Again, I don't
Taylor,
know.
you need to take your ass in there and you find out for yourself, because we've already been in there.
So, and I don't mind going again. I'm going to do everything I can. Number one is to get him in that seat is going to be is my objective. That is the objective. I don't need him to do something that's going to, you know.
What that's doing is putting it
And you're right.
He has to figure it out for himself. Listening to you or listening to me ain't cutting the
That's
mustard with him.
secondhand.
And that's what
And
I
he's
expect.
that way.
I expect it from him.
And he's that way.
That's
He's
what we
absolutely
want.
that
I don't
way.
want you to listen to what somebody else said. I want you to figure it out for yourself. We showed you what corner to look in. Go check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's that man. He is that guy. Absolutely. We just need to raise the transparency, the openness, the honesty. We need to say, look, hey, we got some weaknesses, and this is where the weaknesses are, and we're going to try to do better. But we don't get that. We're doing the best we can. And I asked him, I said, can you grade yourself on the financing? Oh, B plus, A plus. And I'm like, DiNardo just charges $84,000 because it's hard for him to make heads or tail of what you Nimrods are doing.
That's back to that fundamental thing. They think they're better than you. Of course they think they're doing a better job than you can do.
Well, they have to try to justify their paycheck.
They don't have to try to justify anything because they already think they're better. They're already way up here. They don't have to try to justify shit. They already think they're better than you, man. They already have the complex. They're willing to kill people over it.
And it's pride comes before a fall, is what I'm going to say.
I don't
Ain't nothing
disagree.
the
I'm
Second
just
Amendment
saying,
won't switch.
they are so confident and so
Arrogant?
times 10.
Times 10 on steroids.
I'm better than you are.
They couldn't even get, I mean, when Braden Wilson was here and they tried to promote him, when they were handing out credit cards.
When we're talking about that, so I had the privilege to talk to a listener that see me in the bowling alley parking lot and talked about his appreciation for us, and we appreciate you, sir. But he was proceeded to tell me about how he had put his resume in for the HR position. He didn't know, or maybe that was for the planning and zoning. He didn't know that he didn't get the job until he was watching one of the videos with Dorothy Karstens that was already introducing the lady. He knows about quite a few people that have put in, folks. These are people that are trying to put in for the accountant job, and they never get a call back.
And he's not the only one.
And that's the problem. So, Lucas, you're over here saying, well, we can't afford it, blah, blah. Hell, what you're doing is throwing everybody's resume in the damn trash can because you and Barthrop told you not to do it.
Well, that's why I'm saying it's very revealing when that group of PCPs in the Republican Party, they're not reaching out to constituents.
No, they're listening to what Ann's telling them.
They're only running their own cabal. And Brad Balsley, thank God, Brad, you're the coroner. I love you to death. I've done a lot of. I know you pretty well. You've swung some trusses. You know of me, and anyways, we kind of growed here together the last, I guess, 25 years. But he's now in charge of the ethics for the coroners for the state of Colorado. Ethics. Woo-hoo. So I want to be able to see him come in and express ethical behavior.
So you're in trouble, Brad, because you and your band of women can't even invite me to the CCRCC, and I'm holding you personally responsible. But if you're supposed to be the ethics guy, then why don't they do it?
Well, that's the coroner. I mean, he's its coroner.
He ain't got nothing to do. You're sitting in there. You're over there playing patty cakes with them, pal.
Well, he's also getting paid with our taxpayer money, and he has a duty to us.
He has a duty, but he hasn't been out keeping his duty up.
Well, and there again,
we know where your alliance lies, bud.
Well, and you'd have to do something to change my mind on what you said.
All I can say is that I know this world is what it is, and that's the old adage, what my dad always used to say, you hire the man, but the woman wears the pants. You're not hiring a man, you're hiring his wife. is who the hell you're hiring. And that was the big time road construction jobs that they used when they built I-70. You're not hiring the man, you're hiring his wife. That's who you're hiring.
So here again, ethics, and I'm no ethics expert, okay?
It doesn't take that much. It's not that hard. All you have to do is do the right thing.
Well, and it's even...
And that means invite the constituents.
Yep.
And do y'all wonder why the CCRCC went to having 30 people down to whatever? Now you barely got enough. It's just all you elected officials and the PCPs are the only ones showing up. I wonder why, because your sorry ass won't invite us. It's weak. Joni Wilcox been taking emails for 2 years. We know you got our email address, but you wouldn't send one back out to us on a bet. And when Ann Barthrop tells me, well, we don't have your email, then what did Joni do with all the emails that she wrote down all them times? I mean, you're just full of shit.
Here again, you don't have to be a math whiz to do to look at the math involved in that, because you always go back to math. And I love that. I absolutely, because 2 and 2's got to add up to 4.
Well, yeah, because at the end of the day,
do
I really want to go over there? I don't. I really don't. I don't want to go over there and listen to some bullshit about this or bullshit about that. I'd rather just take some money and give it to the candidate that's needed. That's what the Republican Party is supposed to do, is support the Republican candidates. And they didn't even want to do that. They didn't want to spend that money on the Republican candidates. They want to spend it on the Christmas party.
Yeah. Well, I do got to give some kudos to Brad on his fundraiser for, kids.
Yeah, did they do all right with that?
I think it was...
That was Johnny Z's wife's funeral, so I wasn't...
I know it, yeah.
That was kind of a big...
Yeah, that was a big deal for this community.
Mistiming,
Yeah.
or off timing for them to both be on the same day. Because I would
yeah.
have went to the Corners Ball.
Yeah.
Check it out.
I wanted to go. I am stretched way too thin. I got more things going on than I even care to mention. But I think it was over 20,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
And that's to help, I believe it's scholarships
yeah.
for kids that are going to go to some kind of trade school. And Brad, I absolutely admire you for that. That's absolutely huge. I know when Carl and I were doing bats and plumbing, we plumbed several houses up here where the school kids were involved when Coach was up here. And it was very rewarding. And I get to see some of the men running around town now. And it's a good thing. We laughed and learned and celebrated, hey, we're learning. And I really enjoyed that. And I think that's one of the things that needs to get. A house is usually the largest investment that most people will ever own. And not knowing the different systems, at least the fundamental stuff, to me, that's an insult to the American way of life. That wasn't done. That's not a priority as a curriculum.
That's back to one of them, man. I mean, you can force a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Some of them kids just can't understand it, just like me with English. You can beat me till I'm silly in the face, and I don't give a shit what you think. I don't like it, I don't want it, and I'm not going to apply myself.
Yeah, but you
hated English.
Yeah, but you do all right. You speak all right, right?
Oh, I can speak fine.
Yeah. So
but you want me to write the shit down? You can go to hell too.
Right. Yeah, you're preaching to the choir.
Just saying. I mean,
just saying.
There's
different aptitudes that people have.
There is.
And we're all different. We all got our strong points. We all got our weak points. And that's all cool because that's what makes America America.
But it still would. I mean, just like I was talking to a group of people, I believe it was yesterday, they were talking about this young man. It couldn't even count change back.
Well, no, we've dumbed them down to the point now where we really got
man,
problems. We're bringing a level into.
If you can't count to 100, your ass is in a bad way.
I remember growing up, and I remember even back then, people were getting graduated out of the high school that couldn't read or write, and they were graduating them. Saw it firsthand. So here again, is it the teacher's fault? Is it the parents' fault? Is it the genetics that are being? Is it the poisonous food? Is the mind blocker there? How did you end up being who you are? How do you end up being better than most people?
Because I hated all that shit, but if I didn't do it, my dad would kick me in the ass.
There you go.
So, dude, you don't get good enough grades, your ass is toast, man.
Well, there again, that's exactly. There was an incentive.
And I basically did the bare minimum.
There you go.
I hated homework. I'd rather go home and work.
Same here. Same here. Same here. So anyways, I'm just saying, I believe at least give some of the kids that may have the aptitude to be able to learn, excavation,
Here's
compaction, soil sample. I mean, there's a procedure, and it's not, here again, we're not going to the moon.
The other part that, and maybe Brad's deal is going to be a little bit different, but one of the things that always kind of was disheartening to me about scholarships is most of the time the people that are smart enough to get the scholarships are the people that don't need them. The kid that's trying as hard as he can, but maybe he's not as smart as somebody that's just gifted right out the gate, and he can only muster B minus B's, right? But he's got an A plus worth ethic, but he can only muster B's. He's not going to get a scholarship. And them are usually the kids that need it. It's usually, it's just more often than not, it's the people that already have plenty of money. Their folks already have quite a few resources are the ones that get a lot of the scholarships. Not always, but a lot of times.
And I'm absolutely going to agree with you. And this is where I'm going to go with that. That is a hereditary thing. And I'm not saying, I'm just saying the grandfather, the great-grandfather, those ethics and some of that money and manifested itself.
Yeah.
Through generations, and they were made strong.
Obviously, they're qualified to get the scholarship, or they wouldn't get there. I'm just saying.
So here again, it's a generational.
There's no incentive for the middle ground guy. The only incentive he has is he has to have that desire in his heart.
He's going to have to carve it out. Yeah, here's a dull knife and a sharp piece of wood.
And then you wonder why socialism looks so good.
Well, no, absolutely, especially because they've been dumbed down so much. But I think that is one of the things that needs to be, we're saying, hey, make America healthy again. Why don't we make America a little bit common sense again? Because they don't know how to read a level. Well, they can't read a tape measure. And that fundamentally is just an insult.
The thing is, though, too, what's happening to us is, just like RFK is trying to put the stuff back in, but I just heard, too, where they're putting a bunch more of the forever chemicals in our food. He's getting cock-blocked the whole way down, just like Trump's getting cock-blocked.
So the situational awareness that an individual can take from in viewing that, saying, hey, wait a minute, the government ain't always for you. You need to take personal responsibility for your own acts.
What it boils down to is listening to it. That's why they call it cock block.
Sure.
Somebody is intercepting you.
Yeah. They're getting in your way.
They're derailing you.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think his messages get out pretty good on podcasts, and that's the beauty of social media and what we got going on right here, right now. The freedom of speech and being able to express and say, hey, let's look at these things in a different light. Let's maybe take a little deeper dive into really what's going on. And it might hurt somebody's feelings, but I'm not going to cater to somebody's feelings.
I'm not either. I mean, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings for fun, but I don't care. Just like I don't care if you hurt my feelings, right?
Well, no, there again, an unearned remark has no effect, and that's kind of where that all goes. But at the end of the day, I think we're robbing our kids. I mean, it's the largest investment 95% of the people in the world is ever going to own. And we don't teach them anything about a furnace or plumbing or roofing or gutters or anything.
Don't even teach them about money.
So here again, the family the strong family that understands, they get taught at home.
Well, and that's probably why.
And that's
probably
where
why
they
the
get-
rich kids are the ones that mostly get the
And
scholarships.
here again, rich get richer and the poor get, and you could even say the smart get richer and the dumb get poorer. The rich get smarter, the smart get richer, and the poor, I'm sorry.
Well, now
Sorry. It starts at home.
that's it's a bigger fish than I can fry.
And you said it yourself. Pappy'd kick my ass by it. At least get something going.
Yeah, you better at least show up with C's.
You better show up with, you better get something, boy. You
Not
better.
be a D on there.
Ooh, no. Well, there again, it's the love of your family. And love is the key.
And it's fear, right? He never did have to beat my ass.
No.
But
You
my
respected him.
mom told us when we were little kids. She said, "Don't make your dad don't make your dad mad because he don't want to hit you because he don't know what he'll do."
Yeah. Shit, I had baling wire on my ass.
Ooh, I'd have to choke somebody with that baling wire. You try to wet me with baling wire, I'm gonna tie you up with the shit. Just saying.
Just saying. There's a lot sitting here. I'm just saying, this person that's sitting here, yeah, I'm gonna be all right. So what you got wrote down there? You got something?
Oh, this is from last week.
Oh, what else do we need to mention?
Well,
There's
so-
some other stuff that was
We're
pretty.
getting kind of
pretty-
low on time here, but
Okay.
they all think that we'd be a lot better off if J.D. Vance would just keep track of Ukraine, let Marco Rubio over there. They're nothing but the whoremongers. They're just going to keep going and going and going. That war should be over. But they've been laundering money in Ukraine for the last 30 years, folks. Everybody's like, we got to say, I stand with Ukraine. You're so full of shit. So full of shit. You don't have a clue what they're doing. Hell, all they've been doing is whoremongering
Warmongering.
and taking all our money and laundering it.
Well, keeping the
That's-
military machine alive too. You got what is it, Raytheon? You got all these big weapons developers, and even Elon Musk. All these people that develop this killing weaponry,
Well, yeah, war is big business.
and then they overtax us so that they have this huge slush fund. And then they got
That's
it's
that's
definitely
why
a mess.
That's why I started this conversation with part of me doesn't even want to be here.
Well, it's a bunch. She's a bunch. We just got to hold fast to.
I have this concept in my mind of like utopia,
Absolutely.
and this ain't it.
Oh no, no, we got to go through this to get there, and I don't like it either. But the thing is, the time of man's got to go
The
to
way that
pass.
I grew up and the way things were for me, there was a reason why I had this concept in my mind, because that's how we grew up. There was righteousness abound.
Shut your mouth. Absolutely. We didn't have so much government either on us.
I'm just talking about
Your group.
my mom and my dad and my little sister, right? Us
Right.
4 people that
Absolutely.
did what we did.
Yes.
And there's a reason why when I was in my early 20s, when I was the Rasta man, that I believed in humanity. And I mean, I still believe in Yahweh and the Lord's alive. But at
Absolutely.
the end of the day, I mean, I've been saying this. I don't. How are we supposed to overcome this without divine intervention?
We can't.
A lot of hot lead, and then what? I mean, so I'm going to have to lower myself down. And I mean, don't trust me. I'll do it, right? Because I'm not gonna sacrifice myself because of you. Right? But at the end of the day, I also don't want to get caught in that, well, I'm better than you, or I have a better thought process, so I'm going to kill you over it. Now, if you try to kill me, like Marley said, if you give us trouble, we'll give it to you double. Right? That's why I've never been in a fist fight.
So, and Stephen, here's where I'm at with all that. We can't take much more trouble. We got trouble asshole deep. We're up to our ears with trouble.
Well, we are.
So we got to give it double. That's where we're at. If these people can't get some justice through civility, and if we can't bring, the light needs to conquer the darkness. And if we don't have that force And we're trying to do it on a local scale. Then you got the upper scale. I mean, look at Polis in the state of Colorado. Look at California and how crazy that crap is. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's not for the faint of heart, and you better have some staying power. You better be able to figure out how to hang in there.
I think we might not have got Jack's email on the website, but we'll make sure Mike gets that on there, right, folks? Jack Canterbury's number is 719-429-5411. 719-429-5411. TeslaJack@proton.me. Right, if you have any questions for Jack about the caucus,
And how do you spell his email?
Tesla, Tesley, Jack, Jack, Tesla Jack. That's his first name.
Tesla Jack.
Tesla Jack.
Yeah. So that's important to get educated on the caucus.
Well, and it is, and I'm not trying to take anything away from what we did last time, but I just don't think that it's as clear as it could be or should be. But that's why we're trying to get this out here and get started and refine.
Get ahead of the game.
Yeah, refine this down so that we can actually express what the caucus is in like 30 seconds of like what it really is. Because
PowerPoint it.
The whole idea, the fact of the matter that we have the caucus and then we have the county assembly, right? I forgot about all of that.
It's simply complex, but there's points in time where people have to show up and they got to follow some strong leadership. And then you got to really understand, why am I following or why am I getting involved with these people? What is the main deal that's here?
And that's what I was talking about with one of our people that we visit with about some stuff, and she used to do quite a bit with the Republican Party and the caucus, and she was asking me, well, how do we tell the difference in these people? And I honestly believe, folks, and I've thought this since last year, before the primaries, the line in the sand is the Justice Center here.
Oh, yeah.
And so when you got people that are for the Justice Center, that's
a deciding factor.
That's a deciding factor. I mean, if you want the Justice Center, then you're probably with Ann Barthrop in that group. If you don't want the Justice Center, then you're probably standing with the people. And I mean, I'm not trying to be unreasonable. If there was a need for the Justice Center, it would be one thing, but there's not.
Well, in the way that it went off, in the way they were trying to sell it,
So
I got personally attacked. And that's why I'm sitting here in this chair with you, brother. That's why we got the Red County Blue Nation thing. I personally was pointed out saying, hey, we don't represent what you're thinking. This is not the road we're going on, buddy. And I was like, well, I come up here because of the way it is. I want to enhance it. I'm not here to change it. I want to enhance it the way it is.
Well, and that's...
But here again, I got attacked all the way through the judge seat, commissioners.
That just
there was a whole group of them people.
That's back to that same thing. They think they're better than you are, or they wouldn't say that.
Well, I don't know if you can put it in terms of they're better.
That's
they
what
just
they
have a
think.
different agenda.
Kevin Day obviously thinks he's better than you, or he wouldn't say, I don't represent your time.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how more blatant you can get than that.
So
obviously he thinks he's better than you.
Well, he knows better than me. He knows better than me, at least. I don't know that he thinks he's better.
Of course he thinks he's better. He wouldn't make a remark like that. Where's your civility? Where's your civility and respect from one human being to another?
Well,
even if you do happen to have the math problem right and the other person don't, doesn't mean that you're supposed to rub it in their face.
Well, it was a time thing. We were in a hurry, and Jimmy, we ain't got time to explain to you why you're so dumb.
Well,
you don't agree like we do, and your kind got to go. We don't need you, Ruckling, because you're one person that will stand up and say something. We don't need you around here. Well, I figured it out.
That's obviously why they've changed their whole strategy about how people can speak at the commissioner meetings.
So here again, Jackie Hobby and there's some other people seen the battle. They know intimately what went on. And I was one person that stood up and said, wait a minute now. There wasn't anybody else around.
Yeah.
There wasn't anybody. No one. Zero. Nothing. Nobody. Only one that went in during COVID and said, what are you guys doing? Pretty disheartening.
Well,
But anyways, it is what it is. I
Now,
think we're awakening and
we
people
have
are coming around.
I mean, we don't want to end the broadcast on being disheartened, right, folks?
No.
I mean, we know that there's all this bad stuff, and you know what we can do is smile, right? Smile at our loved ones.
Amen.
Smile at our friends.
Yep.
Have faith that there's a higher consciousness out there than what we are. Otherwise, there's not much left to be hopeful for, right?
Well, I mean, and then being civil, even when they're not civil to you, is not being able to get in the mud. In Kennedy, the senator from Louisiana, that old boy, he's taking the gloves off. You know, he's getting up in age, and he's thinking, you know, the grave's coming. I'm going to take the gloves off, and I'm going to go ahead and say it like it is. And I appreciate people like that. I mean, I wished he'd have maybe said something a lot earlier about, hey, we can't have Muslims holding office. That Sharia law doesn't blend in to the American way of life. It's water and oil. But he's pretty much saying, hey, no, we're time's up here, boys. And then what's going on in Dearborn, Michigan, and then what's going on up in Minnesota. There's a lot of stuff going on, folks. They're getting called out.
There's a lot of stuff going on. So Monday, December 1st, get all your questions together that you feel is important that you want to ask Taylor Lopresti. And I mean, we had some talk about trying to make this for other candidates, and I think Rich is the only one that's coming up that I know of. And we just didn't reach out to him in time to invite him.
Yeah, and Rich is, I don't know, I'll reach out to him and say, hey, what's going on?
But I mean, we should have invited him because, I mean, that was Jack's take, is that it should have been a meet and greet for any of the candidates that are coming up.
Well, we also specialize in
in
the commissioner position.
In all reality, I mean, if Lisa was worth a hill of beans, she would show up too, because that would be the first of an honest debate, right? About how.
Well, and here again, who is she even running? Is this just speculation? What is the Republican Party doing?
Your official mouthpiece, I shouldn't say that. Your official word of mouth says that that's the case. I haven't talked to Lisa.
I haven't either. Here again, that's speculation. And I don't think she'd have a snowball chance in hell of doing anything, personally.
I'm pretty sure that she's probably doing it, or we wouldn't have heard about it.
Well, and here again, where is the CCR? And how come they're not, hey, Steve and Jim, you guys are Republicans. What are you guys doing? What do we need to do? Can we help you? Can we get with you? Are we divided? What's going on? Let's have a conversation.
To take it over just like they have been.
So the cabal thing needs to be busted.
What's going to happen, folks, is they're going to show up at the caucus and try to snowball Lisa in there. That's what their whole plan is. If they can get enough votes, then Lisa will get on the ticket, not Taylor. The caucus is the most important thing that's going to happen this next year.
And you were saying too, there was another example of how this took place, and it was with, I think you said Randy Rusk and Kit Shy.
Right. Yeah,
so how important this really is.
And this is how it worked, right? So Randy was able to stack the caucus. He won the caucus, but Kit, thanks to my mom and Mary Seifert and Lori Fox and Sandra and all the rest of that group, they went out and hustled the signatures and to get Kit on the primary ballot, and he beat Randy at the ballot box, even though Randy beat him at the caucus.
Right. So here again.
So the caucus is all about, I mean, I hate to be, but it is what it is. It's like, get all your friends together because we all need to show up, and this is what we want, right? We have cheat sheets. We have the whole 9 yards. This is not a big secret.
No.
Well, everybody, I mean, we have to band together, and that's how it works.
I believe we need a changing of the guard. We need a changing of the guard. We need new PCPs in the very ground level, and then we need new delegates for the county. And then we need to be able to get delegates that's going to the state that represent the voice of the community. That's what we need.
The thing about the delegate too is that's a one-time deal.
One-time deal.
So I mean, when you talk about changing the guard, I mean, the guards already, it changes every, you know, they just do their little job and then they're out.
Sure.
They don't
No, I understand that.
They don't
But
have any further duty after that. After they go and vote at the state assembly, they're done.
Right.
There's no other
right.
job.
But they got
description.
there somehow.
Yeah.
So the influence that got them
a
there,
lot-
we need to be that influence that gets our people there.
A lot of what's happened in the past too is there was just about the number of people. That was weird, wasn't it? Lights kind of dimmed on us. Must be time to end the broadcast. The spaceships are landing.
I don't know what's going on there.
There's something going on over there. Just heard that click. Is that bulb about to give out?
It could be
I see it.
flickering.
I think.
Well, anyways,
I
yeah,
can hear
let's
it
go
popping.
ahead.
Yeah, there it goes. Bam, just burned out.
Yeah, let's go ahead and close the deal.
They're turning the lights out on us.
They're
folks.
turning the lights out on us.
With all that being said, we appreciate each and every one of you. I mean, there's a lot
Absolutely.
to this. I mean, just because the thing about it too, folks, and my closing thing is that we all get disappointed, we all get disheartened. But I mean, that's why we pat each other on the back. We look each other in the eye and you know, kind of talk this stuff over and hopefully kind of get back in a better spot, because I mean, there's a lot to pull us down here. So, I mean, that's what the community is about. You know, patting each other on the back and continuing to do the good work here. So with that being said, we'll see you next week.
Yep. God bless you guys. Thanks.